Reading the Succession War arc is my first time experiencing Hunter x Hunter only in manga. I watched the 99 series when I was young, then I watched the 2011 obviously, and after that I started reading the manga. But when I go back and reread the earlier chapters, Hunter Exam, York New, I read it while having a frame of mind of what these characters sound like. I have a specific vision that was influenced on me from watching the anime. I can imagine them animated in a certain way. I can hear their voices while reading those early chapters. But for this arc, the Succession War arc, I have no frame of reference for a lot of characters. And this is Hunter x Hunter we're speaking about. There are a lot of characters, and I find myself falling in love with a lot of side characters in the new story, the Succession arc. And I have my own unique version of these characters in my mind. The way they move, their demeanor, their attitude, and the way they engage in dialogue. So today, without spoiling a lot really, I wanted to share with you my favorite side characters from the Succession War arc. Yes, none of these characters showed up in the early Hunter x Hunter or the early chapters or were animated in any way, shape, or form. No, those are completely new characters in this story, and they're not main characters or important or that important of characters, they're side characters. Think of a character like Ikalgo, think of a character like Leol. These characters that, yes, they're on the side, but they do have an impact, or they leave an impact on you. Let's start off with Furkov. He is, I think, he's the only one who knows who is using silent majority. So you have this guy, First Prince Benjamin, extremely important for the story, and this Benji, he has a lot of subordinates. They are his soldiers. Furkov is one of those soldiers, and he is my absolute favorite. One thing you need to understand about the Kakin Empire is that it does not have a lot of Nen users, and the highest of the high in the Kakin Empire, by their own admission, they say that they are not experts in the art of Nen. Those are the words of Balsamilko. However, this Furkov guy is very confident in his ability. It is not confirmed yet what is his Nen ability, but I believe he's an enhancer because of the way he can sense aura, and also like the way he carries himself. It leads me to believe that, you know, he might be an enhancer. If anything, his confidence reminds me of like Uvo, minus the violence. This guy can know a lot about you just by looking at you. He can read your aura, and I love how we get lost in his inner monologue. He just keeps on talking shit about everyone in the room. And of course, a very notable event that happened involving Furkov when he was shot point blank by Second Prince Camilla. He takes a bullet to the head and laughs. He finds it amusing. Later, when he arrests Camilla, she threatens him by saying that she will go after his family and his loved ones, and she will kill them all. Furkov just says, Prince Benjamin is my family. Well said. The second character that I'm falling in love with is Verjai. I hope I said the name right. I like to call him the guy in love with Bisky. He is one of the guards of 13 Prince Miriam, and let's leave all that aside for now. So a lot of Nen shenanigans been going around in the Black Whale 1, and like we said, the Kakin Empire do not have the best Nen users. Most of the guards don't even know what is going on. And this guy, Verjai, is a bit skeptical about Nen. Like, the whole thing in general doesn't sit right with him. He doesn't buy it until he meets with Bisky and Hanzo. Bisky showcases Nen to him by transforming into her true self. And the moment that he sees her, he just falls in love. I love that. I love that he loves her for her true self. He sees the true beauty in Bisky, and I don't know, maybe it's in another way, because I love the character Bisky, that makes Bisky like more confident in staying in her true form. Or maybe the whole thing is just silly, but I just love it. When my boy got raised up by muscular mommy Bisky, he got lost in the sauce. And you know, I cannot blame him. Like, oh, love, God bless, you go. And then after that, he asks Bisky to be the one to teach him Nen, and literally my man won the lottery there, because indeed Bisky is the best teacher out there. So yeah, funny, wholesome dude, and an amazing interaction between these two. And I love that it is not the usual girl that falls in love for Prince Charming and pursues him and just hopes that he notices her. No, it's reversed in that instant. Bisky getting a lot of recognition, and she's a romantic. She loves a good love story, and I hope the best for them. Now let's talk about a man called Sadonke. This guy is a supervisor for the Cha'ar Mafia family. Pretty tough stuff. He is the kind of guy you do not want to mess with. But secretly, he's a huge fan of the Phantom Troupe. And that's exactly what I mean by a side character. You know, like, it's obvious that this guy is not a needle mover in the story. Maybe he will not appear again in the whole entire series, and yeah, he served his purpose and then he will go out and he will not show up again. But I just love his inclusion. He's a very, very minor character. Maybe he has 3 or 4 lines of dialogues and that's it. But he's not just a throwaway character. No, he actually has character. And his whole thing is that he works for the mafia. He's a very tough guy. He needs to keep everything very, very strict. But inside of his mind, he is fangirling all over the place because he's working with the Phantom Troupe. He literally could have been a henchman, tough guy number 33 and serve his purpose and leave the story. But no, he came into the story, gangsta stuff, and then he's like, this is the Phantom Troupe. I'm a really big fan. Yeah. You think I should ask for an autograph? I love it. Speaking of the Phantom Troupe, let's talk about a member that was introduced in this arc, but he is not a current member. No, he is an original member back when it was called the Something Troupe. I am talking about Sarasa. She is a cute girl born and raised in Meteor City. However, by the looks of her, you would think that she was born in the greatest place on earth. She is always smiling, she's laughing, and she's having fun. Doesn't matter the circumstances that she was born in, she has that beautiful energy radiating around her. She's having a good time, she's amazing, kind, loving. She's a pure person, born in the worst place ever. But, you know, the real world had some different plans for her. She was involved in a tragedy. In fact, this tragedy was the catalyst for the Phantom Troupe being who they are. Very depressing stuff happened. I said in the start of the video that I will not go into much details and spoil everything, but you know, the origin story of the Phantom Troupe is very awesome, and of course, we all could have guessed that there was some tragedy back then that made them who they are now. And when you fall in love with Sarasa and then see what happened, it just breaks you. She was a great friend and she stood up to bullies. She befriended the bullies. She saw the good in them. And yeah, I love that she believed in people. Maybe she was mistaken in that part. Now, let's talk about Henry, other name, because only God knows how to pronounce this name. Oh my God. He's another mafia associate. He is the underboss of the ZU family. The ZU is one of the 3 families, and yeah, these families basically run everything. If you want to know more about the mafia families, we made a lot of videos about them. You can see them from here. So Henry is pretty much the guy that does all the actual work. And oh no, he is tasked with a new mission. What is that? Find Hisoka. No puedo detenerme. Not only that, my man needs to find Hisoka before the Phantom Troupe finds him. So he begins to send his associates to begin the search for Hisoka, and here's what I love about Henry. He does not sit around and, you know, wait for his underlings to do all the work. No, he gets down and dirty and actually does the job. He's a real commander that does not shy away from being in the field. And the search for Hisoka is on, but the story takes a weird turn because one of the mafia family has gone completely rogue, the Haley family, and now the main goal of the mafia families is to take out this rogue mafia family, the Haley. 2 families are allied in order to take out the third, and they're going to team up with none other than the Phantom Troupe. On the one hand, they will be stalling the Phantom Troupe and keeping their mind off of Hisoka for a while, and on the other hand, they will use their expertise to take out the Haley family. And the weirdest of pairings happen. Henry and Nobunaga, amazing duo. They go on a little adventure together and I love their chemistry. And I believe that's something that is inherent with the character of Nobunaga. Nobunaga loves a partner. Nobunaga always is looking for a specific someone to be with him. Whatever mission, he just needs that one guy or girl to always stay by his side. Obviously, we can see that Henry has ulterior motives, but honestly, everyone in that situation has their own motives on the ship. But for a second there, you can just see the beauty of their dynamics together. And I want to mention his powers. They are amazing. Moment turns things into living creatures. His powers deserve its own video, and we will make a video about that, about all the new nin abilities that were shown only in the Succession War arc. So please like this video and subscribe to the Hunter Society because you want to see this video as soon as it come out. Thank you so much for the support. Now, with the final character that I completely fell in love with. Bill. He is the definition of chill. He's calm, cool, collected, and he is the perfect pairing for none other than Kurapika. I love Kurapika. Kurapika is an amazing character, and I love right now where the story is at. I love that Kurapika has Bill with him. Bill is a hunter and he is a member of Beyond's expedition team, and that is very important to keep in mind here, okay? We understand that his goals and his loyalty lies with Beyond, and he really wants to get to the dark content. That's like the main thing, like the whole bodyguard Succession War thing that is going on, that's like a side thing for him at the beginning. However, we begin to see a change of heart that occurred within him. I mean, when the voyage started, Prince Wobble had a lot of bodyguards on his side, and not even a couple of pages later, boom, all of them were taken out. Now only Bill and Kurapika remains, and I see a lot of camaraderie being built between those two in such a small amount of time. There's a panel where Kurapika literally tries to bullshit his way into explaining Nin and points to a cockroach and like points at Bill in order to continue the explanation. And yeah, Bill understood the assignment immediately and he goes along with it. I love it. Also, his powers reflect his truer self. He's an enhancer with a support type. It's a powerful ability. However, you can see that it's designed to help others. Amazing guy, amazing addition to the story, and I cannot wait to see more of him. However, if you cannot wait for the next chapter of Hunter x Hunter to be released, you can stick around here at the Hunter Society. We make a lot of Hunter x Hunter content for you to enjoy until the next chapter drops. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.